Picture this. A massive winter storm dumps over 2 feet of snow across northern Arizona. Interstate 40 shuts down completely. Dozens of cars are buried, stranded on back roads, drivers freezing in their vehicles with no help in sight. Then, out of the blizzard, comes a bearded guy in a massive wrecker who works for 40 hours straight pulling people out. The craziest part? He doesn't charge a single person. This is Wrecker Rick, and that storm rescue is just one piece of a much bigger story. What you're about to discover is how a small-town tow truck driver built a multi-million-dollar empire by literally giving his services away. Rick Murphy wasn't born into fame or fortune. Back in 2014, he and his wife Nikki launched Murphy's Diesel with one simple goal: run a solid heavy towing and diesel repair business in northern Arizona. Nothing flashy, nothing fancy. Just honest work in one of the harshest terrains in the country. The high desert landscape around Flagstaff, Holbrook, and Ash Fork isn't forgiving. We're talking steep mountain passes, brutal winter conditions, and miles of isolated back roads where a breakdown can turn dangerous fast. Rick specialized in the heavy stuff that most tow companies wouldn't touch. Big rigs jackknifed on icy highways, semi-trucks stuck in mud after taking wrong turns, off-road vehicles buried so deep in sand that regular wreckers couldn't even reach them. While other businesses were chasing easy money with simple roadside assists, Rick was building a reputation as the guy who could handle the impossible recoveries. But here's what nobody knew at the time. Those impossible jobs were about to become his ticket to internet stardom. The camera wasn't rolling yet, but the foundation for something massive was already being laid. Somewhere along the way, Rick made a decision that changed everything. He started filming. Not with some professional crew or fancy equipment, just documenting the wild recoveries his team was pulling off in the Arizona wilderness. At first, it seemed like a simple idea. Show people what heavy recovery actually looks like. But what Rick captured on camera was something most viewers had never seen before. Massive excavators buried in ravines, fully loaded semis hanging off cliff edges, vehicles stuck in positions that seemed physically impossible to recover. The content was raw, real, and absolutely gripping. No manufactured drama, no fake scenarios, just Rick and his crew solving problems that would make most people walk away. The YouTube channel Murphy's Diesel started gaining traction. Viewers weren't just watching for the recoveries anymore. They were drawn to Rick's no-nonsense approach, his problem-solving skills, and the sheer scale of the equipment and challenges involved. Every video was a masterclass in physics, engineering, and guts. The subscriber count started climbing. Thousands became tens of thousands. But Rick wasn't satisfied with just filming regular towing jobs. He had something bigger in mind, and it involved a 1969 Peterbilt that would become legendary. Rick's vision was insane. Build the world's largest off-road wrecker from scratch. The foundation? A classic 1969 Peterbilt 350 fairy needle nose with the cab over the engine, but calling it a restoration would be a joke. Rick and his team completely gutted the truck. They shortened the frame, installed military-spec axles, and bolted on a heavily customized Holmes 750-600 wrecker unit. The goal was clear: create a beast that could handle recoveries no other truck on the planet could touch. The build became a YouTube series in itself. Viewers watched as Rick shoved the front axle way forward for a better approach angle, completely rebuilt the motor mounts, and swapped in a cab from a different truck entirely. Inside, they gutted the original dash for a custom roll cage. 7 Warrior winches were added. The center of gravity dropped as low as physically possible. Rick explained every decision, every modification, every challenge. This wasn't just content anymore. It was an engineering spectacle that kept viewers coming back week after week. The fabrication skills on display were professional grade, and the transparency was refreshing. But what really set Rick apart wasn't just building incredible machines. It was what he chose to do with them. Here's where Rick's story gets interesting. While most businesses would use a massive custom wrecker to charge premium rates, Rick went the opposite direction. He started offering free recoveries during emergencies and filming every single one. The March storm incident became legendary. When that historic winter storm buried northern Arizona under feet of snow, Rick didn't see stranded drivers as profit opportunities. He saw people in danger. For 40 straight hours, he pulled out nearly 30 vehicles stuck on back roads around Ash Fork and Williams. Families who'd followed GPS detours and gotten trapped. Drivers facing astronomical recovery. Bills they couldn't afford. Rick charged them nothing. Zero. When people tried to give him money anyway, sometimes crying from gratitude, he refused. The whole operation was filmed and posted to YouTube. The comments section exploded. People couldn't believe what they were watching. A towing company that actually cared more about people than profit? In an industry known for predatory pricing and shady practices? It seemed too good to be true, but it wasn't charity. It was genius marketing. Those videos went viral. Hundreds of thousands of views. New subscribers pouring in. And with them came something Rick hadn't fully anticipated. A massive influx of paying customers. The growth was explosive. Murphy's Diesel expanded from 1 location to 3 across northern Arizona. The YouTube channel hit over 428,000 subscribers with more than 67 million total views. Instagram followers climbed past 261,000. TikTok engagement skyrocketed. But Rick didn't stop at just social media fame. He understood something crucial. The brand he'd built had real monetary value beyond ad revenue. Merchandise became a significant revenue stream. Branded hats, t-shirts, and gear sold to a devoted fan base. Then came the partnerships. Yankum Ropes approached Rick for a collaboration, creating the Murphy's Diesel Recovery Rope. It wasn't just slapping his name on a product. Rick spec'd it himself based on real-world experience. The rope featured a blackout jacket, red eyes, and was rated for serious heavy-duty work. It sold out repeatedly. The business model was now multi-layered. Diesel repair services, heavy towing contracts with law enforcement, YouTube ad revenue, merchandise sales, and product partnerships. Industry estimates put Rick's net worth somewhere between $2 and $10 million. Not bad for a guy who started with a single tow truck just over a decade ago. But the real genius was how all these pieces worked together. Rick had cracked a code that most businesses never figure out. The free emergency recoveries weren't actually free at all. They were the most effective advertising he could possibly create. Every viral rescue video brought thousands of new eyes to his channel. Those viewers became familiar with his expertise, his equipment, and his reputation. When they or someone they knew needed diesel work or a recovery, who do you think they called? The YouTube revenue funded the free rescues, which generated more content, which brought more subscribers, which increased ad revenue. It was a self-sustaining cycle, but more importantly, the videos attracted customers from across the entire country. People were literally shipping their trucks to Kingman, Arizona for Rick's specialized diesel services. The online presence transformed a regional towing company into a national brand. The shop work commanded premium prices because Rick had proven his expertise to millions of people. Custom tuning files sold for serious money. Parts sales increased exponentially. Every revenue stream fed into the others. The pay-it-forward approach wasn't just good karma. It was possibly the smartest business strategy in the entire towing industry. Rick had turned generosity into a marketing weapon that traditional advertising could never match. In an era where YouTube careers implode over scandals almost weekly, Rick's track record is remarkably clean. No major controversies, no exposed secrets, no dramatic falling outs or public feuds. Some viewers criticize certain stunts or question the safety of specific recoveries, but nothing ever stuck. Nothing that damaged his reputation or cost him subscribers. Part of this comes down to Rick's content approach. It's family-friendly. His wife Nikki appears regularly in videos. Their daughter Taylor shows up for family vlogs and social media trends. There's no manufactured drama, no clickbait scandals, no fake beef with other creators. Just real work, real recoveries, and real results. The transparency helps too. Rick shows failures along with successes. When something doesn't work, he explains why. When a recovery gets complicated, he walks viewers through the problem-solving process. The audience trusts him because he's never given them a reason not to. In an industry often associated with shady practices and price gouging, Rick built his entire brand on doing the opposite. That authenticity is rare on YouTube and even rarer in the towing world. It's also the foundation of his entire empire. Without trust, the viral videos don't work. Without credibility, customers don't ship trucks across the country, from a single tow truck in 2014 to a multi-million-dollar brand with 3 locations, hundreds of thousands of followers, and a reputation that spans the country. Rick Murphy did something most people thought was impossible. He built an empire by giving services away. The free rescues became viral content. The viral content became trust. The trust became paying customers. And the paying customers funded more free rescues. But here's what most people still don't know. The builds never stopped. That world's largest off-road wrecker, it's just the beginning. Rick's already planning the next project, the next impossible build, the next viral series. Because he figured out the real secret. In the attention economy, generosity isn't just good business, it's the best business. And Wrecker Rick is just getting started.